Checks out the build. I already tested it out. I'm gonna show you guys the build, and then I will show you how to set up the big hit at the end, or big hit of your combo. Here we go. Comet, triple orbs. These are your two big attacks. Now that we're in 70 cap, 30% damage reduction to all classes, I believe. So we all hit a lot less. I'm actually changing my style from withering people down to just getting them, finishing them off real quick. Switch gravity. This is actually my PvE heraldry, but I don't have enough money to take this off, put it on, take it off, and put it on, and keep doing that every time I want to PvE or PvP. So I'm just gonna keep it on there. That said, I still have my time dodge heraldry. This is needed for PvP, but it's absolutely useless in PvE. So exact opposite of this one. If you're going to PvP, I would recommend removing this and putting your Witch Slap action speed 50% heraldry on instead. It's much better. It's actually pretty godly if you learn how to use it correctly, all the timings and everything. So go over the build, and then I'll show you the tech accessories as well. Get Airstrike, you need it. Get all your evades maxed, you need them. HP, you want to max that out. MP, I have this for ladder, but you don't need it in normal 1v1 PvP in Coliseum. Again, it's just for ladder. You don't really run out in normal comp on. It's going to be level 12 Poison Missile with a +1 tech weapon on. You can see I have the K-Hor across his staff, +1 Poison Missile. So again, level 12 with the weapon for +1 on that. For 13 for the big freaking, what do I want to call it? Anyways, 13. It's not the percentage, it's the raw damage. That's what I was looking for. The raw damage gain is big on this, on 13. Glacial Spike's gonna be level 13 for the maximum freeze chance, which is 18%. Shockwave, no longer using it for damage. It's gonna be level 1 utility. Counter spell. This is your get up attack. I highly recommend using this. The iframe is great on it. But it is counterable, so be careful. Teleport, usually I have this level 3 or 4, but I'm focusing more on close quarters now. Teleport level 1 for now, for me. It's making it a lot harder to actually chase, sharpshooters and bringers, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Linear Ray is level 1. Damn useless for Obscuria. I barely ever use it. Force Shield's maxed out, level 6, with a +1 to its ring for +7. It's gonna be 36% damage reduction to all hits for 14 seconds with 25-second cooldown. You also increase your magic attack by nearly 20%. It's actually 17.5%, so not quite there, but the damage is it's a pretty good gain there. Ninetail Laser, level 1. I used to have this maxed, and I still recommend having it maxed. But again, I'm switching my gameplay style. If you haven't seen my videos before, let me tell you right now, the build that you are going to use needs to fit your style. Don't just copy me, don't just copy someone else. You need to figure out what works for you. This is just for reference to help you out, see what other people are doing. If you just try to use somebody else's build, it's gonna screw you up. Well, you'll find that out later. Force Mirror, it's maxed out. I got Force Tech, Necklace Tech accessory for +1. Magic damage increased by 40%. Debuff duration's 12 seconds with the summoned object duration of 12 seconds as well. So once the object disappears at 12 seconds, the debuff will last 12 seconds after. That's 24 seconds. That said, the cooldown of this skill is 25 seconds. Wow, it's 25 seconds? It's quite long. I thought it was only 14 seconds. Anyways, again, 24 seconds this debuff is going to be up. 25-second cooldown. That's 1 second off. Ideally, you would have this up every time you can have it up. So this is quite a great skill. Yeah. PvE, PvP, group PvP, ladder, it's good everywhere. It's especially good in ladder because it's 40% no matter what. Mana Surge grants a 30% chance to gain back 60% of mana when casting a skill. Sorry, mana of the skill used. So it's over 50%. You're gonna have half your MP used on a skill 1/3 of the time. So that's pretty good. Again, this is just for ladder. You don't need it in 1v1 Coliseum comp on, unless you are fighting like a paladin or something, and you're just running around shooting at each other, not hitting really. Void Blast or Void Wave, as it's called here. Gravity Sphere level 1, level 1. They're both just utility. I've leveled them up before, and they're garbage leveled. Time Stop level 5. If you tech this, it will do nothing. It won't go to level 6 is what I'm trying to say. I used to tech it at level 5 thinking it would go to 6, and I didn't realize this for months, maybe even a full year. And so I turned that into a Force Shield tech. Time Dodge does keep going because past goes level 10. At level 11 it'll be 6.5 seconds. I'm wondering if it'll go to 8 seconds eventually, because that'll be like actually 2 time stops, which would be extremely strong. That is a lot of time. I can already hit a comet after a time dodge if I use Shockwave, so what else can I do? Yeah. Gravity Ball is going to be maxed out level 19 with a earring tech accessory for level 20. This is your bread and butter skills. You're going to be using it a lot. You should have it maxed. Triple Orbs maxed out. It's a necklace, so you're not going to take away from Force Mirror. I mean, you could if you don't use Force Mirror for some reason. I mean, this is all this is all your gameplay, your style. So if you don't use Force Mirror, you have a choice between Comet and Triple Orbs, and I'd do Triple Orbs if I had a choice. Can I level this up again? No, I can't. Good. Black Hole is going to be level 1, just for utility. Black Hole on itself is garbage, but Black Hole EX is actually pretty good. Comet's going to be maxed. Again, you could tech it, but I don't recommend it, even though the gain is like over 50% in the magical tech. That's pretty good. That is level 16 though. Gravity Ascension, level 1. At max with tech, I think it hits like 14k, which is pretty good for its utility, but I still just use it for utility. Great for catching AEs, great for catching like counter ring shot if you're not close enough to be hit by it. Counter cross, power blinks, things like that. I don't recommend just using it out of the blue because most people can just escape it. So Meteor Storm, it's going to be your ultimate, it's going to be level 1 just so you can use your Obscuria skills. Steel Magic, level 1, it's going to give you a 10-second buff duration on your copied buff. Pretty useless most of the time because most of the skills that you can steal are garbage, or they're used after a skill that is really actually bad, like Protection or Protection Shell for Priest. Yeah. You'll end up getting Protection Shell or something stupid. But sometimes in ladder you'll find another Mystic using Beyond Time, and you can get Beyond Time for 10 seconds. I don't actually have Beyond Time, so when they use it, it's actually benefit for me. Switch Gravities can be level 1. They hard nerfed it because of 70 cap, or not 70 cap, 80 caps EXs. The skill is doing a ton of damage. So on top of the nerf they already gave us, they nerfed this skill, I want to say twice in damage. It really hits poopy. It's really bad. Gravity Ball EX blows up 3 times, 40% increase in attack power. Must have. Triple Orbs EX, 30% increase in attack power. AoE has been improved. No hit counter. If it hits 7 times, I believe, the orb usually blew up on normal triple orbs. Not on this one. There is no hit counter. It'll just keep hitting until its time runs out. When the time does run out, it'll blow up, dealing a staggering hit, which will, after you're staggered, if you're hit again, you'll be knocked down to the floor. So the triple orbs can actually essentially save you when you're being comboed, start up a combo if they're just running around, or even knock them down if they hit twice on the same person. Black Hole EX, again, Black Hole's level 1, but Black Hole's attack power is increased 30%. I don't recommend leveling this skill past level 1. Attack range, so its AoE has been increased, and its suction power and speed has been increased, and that's why the skill is actually good. Good job on the developers for actually figuring out how to make a black hole without it being too overpowered. Gravity Ascension attack power increased 30% again it's going to be utility, but the AoE has increased. The AoE has increased, and it deals a 7th hit, which is an explosion. The explosion, the last hit, will lift the enemy and decrease their dark resistance by 10%. And I'll show you just how good that is in a bit. It's just like adding 10% damage. It's not that good, but I'll show you. I'll show you the math behind all this. The real good part about this is that when you cast Gravity Ascension, you don't have to just channel the skill. You can move around. By the way, it's nearly instant casting. It's very fast now. You can see it's still going. I'll show my other EX skills. The AoE has increased a ton on these skills. I'm using a wacky weapon, so that's why it's blowing up like this. It only blows up 3 times, really. But my other one was Black Hole EX, but if I use that, it's gonna mess up because of my weapon. Yeah. Alright, last one. Gravity Controller. It's much better in PvE, but it does do some stuff in PvP. So let me read the description. Black Hole, Gravity Ascension, and Gravity Switch are enhanced, and additional damage is given to enemies who are immune to movement restrictions due to gravity. So basically, enemies that are super armoring your skills, trying to like circle swing out of your black hole or something, will be dealt 50% more damage per hit, which is alright. It does stack up over time, I guess. But yeah. Another instance is when the enemy is frozen, they also can't be knocked down, so you freeze and gravity switch and they'll do 50% more damage to them. Again, our Glacial Spike only lasts 4 seconds and they can wiggle out of it, so it's only going to last like 0.5 or 1 second. It's not that long. Alright, now that we've gotten that all out of the way, I'll go ahead and show you the big hit, how to set it up. It's not hard at all. I'll show you my weapon in a second. Alright, so here's my stats. You see that it's 2,315 out of 200. Sorry, 2,315. There is no variation in my attacks. They're all going to hit the exact same. If you didn't know, Gravity Blast actually hits the hardest on the first hit, and then the second 2 hits, or the second and third hit, do less damage. A lot of people don't know that. It also has hit damage, so yeah, I totally missed, I guess. It's my weapon, it's fucking me up. I think it's like 1/8 board damage for the hit. Anyways, moving on. The hits are all consistent, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm going to use Comet, since it has one hit. One good hit. 3,051. Remember that number? I'll write it down here. 3,051. Do it one more time. Just because it's consistent, it's never going to change. Unless I crit. So, 40% increase. 10% increase, and then ice is actually 30% increase. I thought for the longest time that it was 50% increase, but it's not. It's 30. 6,108. That's with everything. So I've more than doubled. I've more than doubled my my hit. Because it's supposed to be 6,102 is times 2 of 3,051. And I'll just show you the math right now behind this all. Or behind all this, sorry. Alright, it's all on Notepad, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep exiting this. Actually, probably would have been beneficial if I just did this in window mode, but too late for that now. Now, I've tried to just do it plus 80% and it doesn't work. So I'm not 100% why, I'm not really that good at math, but doing it this way has worked for me, at least. And it explains why I hit that much. Anyways, that's all I got. I'll show you how to set it up one more time. Let me get my other weapon out. Actually shoot straight.